There are some laws in this country you need to know so you can avoid breaking them. Point 10. You would not believe. You can get beaten up and thrown in jail for 15 years, so watch to the end. Let's get started with 13 laws in Thailand to be aware of. Number 1. Keep your pants on. The land of smiles takes street fashion seriously. Thailand is an exquisitely beautiful country, but one thing that is illegal in Thailand is to go commando. Be sure to pack enough underwear for your entire trip, as going commando in Thailand could have harsh consequences like a jail sentence, but most likely a fine. Although some people say that this law is rarely enforced, it's best not to take any risks and be fully prepared while you're there. If you are without underwear by some twist of fate, just wear trousers or a skirt instead. Remember, do not end up getting fined, or sent away by the police officers patrolling the streets, ready with their measuring tape and camera just waiting for someone foolish enough who walks around commando. Number 2. Beware where you booze. If you drink in Thailand, make sure to do it in the correct place. Places of worship or temples, public offices, educational institutions, all have some sort of rule against drinking. They will penalize boozers with a hefty fine or even up to 6 months imprisonment, depending on the severity. Gas stations also don't allow alcohol consumption without permission from management, so you should avoid this as well. Number 3. Keep your shirt on. From bad sunburn to fines, there are consequences of driving shirtless in Thailand. Even though it may be tempting to go shirtless while driving a motorcycle, don't do it. It's illegal, and you might end up with a ticket for your troubles. Although this law says nothing about passengers, it is probably safer to hold onto your tea just in case something happens, or else you could get into trouble. There are a lot of rumors going around about the penalties. Some say it's just a slap on the wrist, but others think it might be as much as paying $10 to $20 in fines. So keep your shirt on. Unless you're a supermodel, no one wants to see your body. Number 4. Don't gamble in Thailand. One of the most popular ways to pass times in Thailand is gambling. Even though it's illegal, there are many ways to enjoy this activity. Thai National Lottery and betting on horses at racetracks being some of them. There are no casinos in Thailand, although you can find gambling dens throughout the country. However, these activities are strictly prohibited by law without a permit issued by Thai authorities. Violators will face steep fines or even jail time for their participation in these illicit practices. If you like this type of content, please hit the like button. It would mean a lot for me and the channel. Thanks. Number 5. Smoking ban in Thailand. Thai government officials are taking steps to protect the marine environment by banning smoking at popular tourist beaches in Thailand. The measure will reduce harmful impacts on drain systems that may have been caused by cigarette butts left behind from careless smokers, which can clog drains and become a source of hazardous chemicals for nearby coral reefs. This policy aims to prevent further damage to local ecosystems and limit the negative effects among locals and tourists who visit these areas year-round. So now you can go out and enjoy a relaxing day at the beach without having to worry about someone smoking next to you and pollute your day. Number 6. Don't drink with underage. Drinking in Thailand is a tricky topic. The legal drinking age is 20. So don't go for drinks with anyone under that, and make sure you're not buying rounds for minors. Bar owners are constantly on the edge of being raided by police or other law enforcement that can shut them down at the drop of a hat, if they're caught breaking any laws concerning underage drinkers or patrons under the influence. So just be careful who you are drinking with. Number 7. Always carry ID. Despite the strangeness of some laws, Thailand has a serious side when obeying its rules. One law, in particular, is that you must have your passport with you at all times. When you're out exploring a new country, it's normal to get stopped and asked for identification. Don't worry. This is just an indication that they want to know more about your origins. But when traveling abroad, there are certain things you need to be mindful of. Thailand has loosened up a bit last few years and allows a copy of your passport, and then you have 24 hours to show them the original. This can change from officer to officer, so to be safe, carry your passport with you if possible. And do never ever leave your passport to any motorbike or jet ski rental. If they do not accept a copy, walk away. Number 8. Do not litter. Littering has been a long-standing problem in Thailand, but the Thai government is finally taking drastic measures to keep its beautiful beaches clean. Authorities have banned all littering at 24 of the country's most popular beach spots as a result of growing environmental concerns, and you can get a 100,000 Thai bahts fine or serve up to 1 year in jail for breaking this law. It's excellent that Thai authorities are giving this so much attention, because we all want our beach days without worrying about garbage in the sand, and it's about time that everyone takes responsibility for what we leave behind on the beach. It's not only the beaches the government taking hard stands against but also littering in general. If you're found littering on the sidewalk, you could face a fine of up to 2,000 Thai bahts. So keep things clean and enjoy amazing Thailand. Number 9. No gum on the street. Do you know how gross it is when you step on chewing gum? The Thai people agree. The government takes the disgusting act of throwing chewing gum on sidewalks seriously. They have a law that will charge you at least a couple of $100s or more if they catch you throwing your old, flavorless gum in public places like sidewalks and streets. If chewing gum is your thing, don't let that be a habit on the streets of Thailand. Number 10. Never disrespecting the Thai royal family. Thailand takes their king and royal family seriously. Thai lèse-majesté laws are strict, with harsh penalties for disrespecting the king or any royal family member. Jail time 3 to 15 years or worse. If you are visiting Thailand, it is important never to deface any image of the Thai king or insult other members of the royal family. An extra warning: if you act stupid and say something negative in public, you also run a big risk of getting beat up by the locals. The Thai people do not take insults about the king and the royal family lightly, so watch what you are saying and, to be safe, avoid any discussion at all on this subject. Number 11. You need license for drone. Want to explore Thailand from a bird's perspective? You're going to need some assistance. Many regulations are surrounding the use of drones in Thailand, both for recreational and commercial purposes. You'll have to get permission from the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand for starters. And because your drone has a camera, you need insurance coverage. You will need to get this done well ahead before taking off into flight. Number 12. Permit to remove Buddha sculptures. Be mindful when you take a Buddha statue out of Thailand. Whether it is a statue or an image, these are special to the Thai people. So if you want to bring one back with you for your own home, just like what many tourists do as souvenirs, then make sure that you get permission first before doing so, because otherwise there will be consequences. The law gets broken all the time, but if you are caught with a Buddha statue in your bag, be prepared for fines and maybe even jail time. Number 13. Your visa status. Avoid fines and detention by not overstaying your visa. Thai police can stop you and check your visa at any time. You must show them that you have the correct visa status, or they may detain and heavily fine you for each day if you are on overstay. 500 baht is charged per day, until departure from the country, but the maximum amount is 20,000 baht. The Bangkok Immigration Detention Center isn't known to provide comfortable living conditions. Follow the laws to avoid unpleasant consequences. There you have it, 13 strange laws in Thailand. I hope you liked the video. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel, so you never miss out when we are publishing new value-packed videos. Have a fabulous day.